Malini Jaikarran is the Senior GIS Research Officer at the Central Housing and Planning Authority. She has 15 years of experience with GIS and holds a degree in geography from this university with a minor in environmental sciences. For the students and teachers in the audience, this is science. This is really high-tech IT. And this is a girl making it look easy. Malini Jaikarran.
Good morning, everyone. This presentation demonstrates the use of GIS to evaluate lands for residential settlement or housing. It's referred to as a site suitability analysis. So this work was done in 2010 when the Bartica scheme was proposed. Before I go into the spatial analysis, I will give you a background to the study area. The site is located 7 miles from Bartica, hence the name 7 miles. It comprises approximately 174 acres. It was formerly a pine reserve that is now densely forested, with predominantly white sandy soil, which is highly susceptible to erosion, especially when the vegetation is removed. The area is also isolated from other residential settlement, with the 4 miles being the closest, and it is not easily accessible due to the poor condition of the Bartica-Putara Road. The main data used for the analysis was the topographic or the contour data, which basically is the elevation values of the land. A digital elevation model, or a DEM, was created using the elevation data. The eastern portion, as you can see on the digital elevation model there, the eastern portion of the study area is generally flat lowland. The northwestern and southwestern portion are hilly, while depressions fall along the north and south of the study area. In order to determine the suitability of the housing of the area for housing, the following criteria were used. So no housing development was allowed on slopes greater than 15 degrees. These slopes are considered steep and very susceptible to erosion or landslide, especially with increased pressure or the removal of natural vegetation. So the next criteria was not within 20 meters of creeks. So that's the buffer zone, or the buffer strip, sorry. And lastly, no housing development was permitted in depression or swampy areas. So you have the final one there with all of the 3 layers overlaid. The established criteria allow for the identification and removal of the unsuitable areas. Those are the areas that is not suitable for housing. However, further evaluation of the results showed that it would be difficult to create parcels between clusters of steep slopes. So those are the steep slopes. And it would also be difficult to plan for isolated areas. These areas, however, could be used as green areas or for recreation, agricultural, or research purposes. When the unsuitable areas were removed, the area or the land that was suitable for housing development account for approximately 126 acres, or more precisely 125.87 acres. This analysis helped to comprehensively evaluate the site, categorizing its suitability into 4 main classes. Very suitable, which are the brown areas, the moderately suitable, which is represented by the green and light blue areas, the less suitable, which are the tiny orange areas, and not suitable, which is basically the cream or off-white areas. The end results of the analysis inform the design concept that's shown on the right. The suitable areas for housing was designed to accommodate low-income, moderate-income housing, commercial, and you also have public open space and institutional uses. Then the areas that we had said previously that are not suitable for housing could still be used. So we have the conservation area. You also have recreational areas. So we're thinking it would accommodate water sports and so on. So what happened? After a site suitability analysis and the preliminary engineering costing for the site was done, it was decided that the project would be too costly to implement, and so it was put on hold. However, the study set the precedent for developing all new residential settlements, especially those located in rural areas. Example, the 5 miles Bartica, and we also used the same approach in designing Amelia's Ward Phase 3. And in addition, to the CH&PA continues to build on work such as using the same approach for 5 miles Bartica, but we took it a step further by developing a stream network analysis. The stream network analysis is basically the natural flow or accumulation of water. And the stream network analysis helped us to better site lots and also to